okay, I've done one of these openings, but I feel like I have to. You know what I mean? I'll walk. My Xbox goes woo in the corner. Over there on that side. Fright Night 2. The supposed sequel to the 2011 Fright Night remake. But y'all, ladies and gentlemen, this is no sequel. And I was very confused. So much confused that I was sitting there going, huh? And I had to look stuff up on Wikipedia. Apparently, it is a homage sequel, something I've never heard of before. It's basically another remake. Okay? It's another remake. Basically, it's called Fright Night 2 New Blood. Why not just call it Fright Night New Blood? And then it would make more sense. But there's a 2 in there, and the 2 makes no sense to me. And I guess, let's sit down and talk about it. So, like I said, I was sitting here, I was watching this, okay. And it starts off pretty cool, pretty good. I should say, there's this French woman, she's in her car, she's smoking whatever she puts out, and then she fills the car with gas, and she's attacked by a vampire. And to try to take down a vampire, she blows her fucking car up. But then is attacked in the gas station with a pretty cool scene where you can't see anything because vampires, as some filmmakers and TV show makers often forget, cannot be photographed in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah. And then it comes up Fright Night Part 2. And boom, we cut to Romania, where we meet up, or supposedly meet up, with Charlie and his girlfriend, Amy, who are once again on the rocks. Because apparently Charlie cheated on her. We're sitting there thinking, wait a minute, after what they went through in the first film, why would they even, why would he even try to cheat? They would be bonded instantaneously. And then we meet his roommate, who he calls Evil. And I went, Evil? You didn't name another friend of his Evil? And then as we go along, we're introduced to the professor of, apparently these three, that being Charlie, Amy, and Evil, are exchange students from America to Romania, where they're being taught by their professor, Jerry Dandridge, who is now a female, as I once pointed out, and thought that would be Jerry's sister, the remake Jerry's sister. But it's Jerry, spelled with a G, G-E-R-R-I, Jerry Dandridge. Okay, and there's no, they're talking about vampires, but they don't talk hey, yeah, vampires, we know vampires, we fought them a couple years ago. No. And then they introduce us to Peter Vincent, who is now who they've never met before, and is a reality TV show host, who is a fake, much like the other 2 incarnations of him. And so this is when I started to realize this is no sequel. This is a straight up remake with elements of both original films. So what I mean is that it takes the premise of Charlie Brewster, he has a girlfriend named Amy, his best friend is Ed, although here they're more friends than they were in the previous 2 installments, where they were more he was sort of a friend in the original, but not really, and then in the second one, they used to be friends. In the remake, the first remake, I should say, they used to be friends, and now Charlie's popular and everything, that sort of thing. But yeah, and they take that element, and the Peter Vincent being a fake type thing, like from the remake, but he was the TV show host in the original. And then we have a female villain in this, which is taken from the second one, and Charlie becomes a vampire, much like the original second one. So there's that element. But they complicate this by saying that Jerry Dandridge is also Elizabeth Bathory, one of the most powerful vampires out there. Well, first of all, Dracula is supposed to be the most powerful vampire, okay? Dracula. But apparently Dracula is nothing compared to this chick, okay? And Once again, much like the original, Charlie figures out that she's a vampire, but in a way he finds out this time, not just because, you know, he sees Jerry seduce a woman, but here, for Jerry to survive, she has to bathe in the blood of people, and it makes her younger. But now, her main thing here is that she has to bathe in the blood of a virgin who was born on midnight of a blood moon. And guess who that is? This is a remake, so of course, it's Amy. Because of course it is. But it gets more confusing. So of course, after what happens, they go to Peter Vincent, and he agrees to go with them for $2,000. American or Romanian, I don't know. But he's at a strip club, so boobies, sure. I don't know if we even see boobies there. We see boobies in this. We get tits. I'm telling you. And there's blood, lots of blood. It's bloody. Bloody good time. But yeah, so they get to this train station and they find that Jerry's already on the train. Because there is a sequence earlier after he sees the thing, he runs to Amy's place, Amy's room, or whatever, and Jerry's already there. So Jerry knows, but she's there and she kind of turns her eyes black and smiles at Peter Vincent, and he runs off. After they've already said that they're going to up it to $3,000, he's off, he's gone. Because Peter Vincent must always be a pussy. And this is probably the most pussy-ish he's ever been is in this movie, so yeah. And much like beat for beat from the original and the remake, Ed gets attacked by Jerry and turned into a vampire. And yeah, and of course, right on cue, he shows up and attacks Peter Vincent, but instead of Peter Vincent, taking him out, he's burned by a cross tattoo on Peter Vincent's chest. I mean, the whole chest, just the whole front, just does that, and it's like, really? He has a whole tattoo on his chest. Okay, he doesn't believe in the stuff, but he's got that. I don't know. And it's also really weird that we've seen this, like there's a Bible and Jerry touches it and she's not hurt, but during a fight with Charlie, she falls into a church and she starts to burn and sizzle and smoke, and it's like, wait, I thought she wasn't affected by that stuff. I thought maybe because she was Elizabeth Bathory, it wasn't affecting her, but yeah. But much like the original and the remake, Amy gets kidnapped, taken, because she's the one, And it gets confusing because Jerry turns her into a vampire. So wouldn't that make her unpure? Wouldn't that no longer make the virgin thing count? She has to bathe in her blood, right? Wouldn't that, negate what she wasn't supposed to do with it? But Charlie goes to Peter Vincent, and he's still a pussy, so he gives Charlie stuff to fight, but doesn't go with him. And so Charlie goes in to fight himself. He's tricked by Evil Ed into believing he's Amy, but Evil Ed, they have a fight. He stakes Evil Ed. Evil Ed's dead. And then he goes, and they have this big blood bath, literally, where they fight, and Amy turns Charlie into a vampire, much like the second film. But Peter Vincent shows up and stakes Jerry, but he misses the heart, so it doesn't work. Look, I've seen this vampire stuff before, shows, movies, whatever. Well, you missed the heart. That's just an excuse so they can keep the movie going. Why have him stake her at all? But no, it misses the heart. They think it's over, and they haven't turned back. And Charlie's like, nothing's changed. They're still. By the way, couldn't you ADR them when they had the teeth or something? Maybe they didn't have enough money to do that, but it's like they sound like this. Oh, she's a vampire. We gotta do something. Nothing's changed. That's how they sound. And they got something in their mouth that. They shouldn't sound like that, But it happens in a lot of vampire movies and TV shows. It was on Wiggle on Campus. They had that. Even when the werewolf thing, Laurie sounded like that. I feel changed. But yeah. So eventually, though, Peter Vincent forgets his tattoo because he could have used it, but he doesn't. Eventually, they stake Jerry. Right? No, they don't stake Jerry. No. I remembered this very convoluted ending. So apparently vampires can emit a supersonic screech because Charlie emits this screech, bursts the stained glass windows open, pushes himself and Amy into the blood, and Jerry explodes into a bunch of liquid, and then they do this thing where they're supposed to think that Charlie and Amy are dead because they drown because they're the vampire, not vampires anymore, they can breathe. I don't know, but they pop out and they're fine. And then they go out to leave, and Charlie asks why Peter came back to help him, and he goes, gotta have the check clear. And I'm just like, what does that even mean? Gotta make sure the check clears or whatever. And it's like, okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. And yeah, he didn't even get back together. He gives her this cross thing, which I think was what he's been trying to get her since the beginning of the movie. So yeah, it was fine. It was just not a sequel. As the actors go, the acting is fine. The lead actor they got to play Charlie in this, it seems like they were trying to cast someone who looked like Anton Yelchin. But this is not a sequel, so it doesn't really matter. But he could be like Anton Yelchin. Like I said, take the 2 out. You just call it Fright Night New Blood. It could be another spiritual sequel or something connected to it. It'd be another, not spiritual sequel, but another remake type film in the Fright Night universe. And they were only in Romania because that's where they filmed. And so, I don't know. But, yeah, this was fine. I give it middle of the road. It wasn't bad. It wasn't fantastic either, but it was fine. So, it's a short review, but what can I say? What do we do next? I want to stick on the horror train. I think. He thinks. So, I think we're going to do 28 Weeks Later next. This is a long time coming. I wanted to see this since I watched the first one. I don't think Cillian Murphy came back for this. We got Robert Carlyle, Rose Byrne, Jeremy Renner, Harold Perrineau. How to do? Jen Boyle didn't direct it either. Idris Elba is here. Imogen Poots. She was in the first remake of Fright Night. Oh, by the way, we do get the line, "Welcome to Fright Night for real." But it's not like, "Welcome to Fright Night for real." And it's actually said by Peter Vincent here, where he goes, "Welcome to Fright Night for real, bitch." But, yeah, so what are your thoughts on Fright Night 2? New Blood. Remember, comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. In hindsight, if I had known that this was actually another remake, I would have saved this for my remake of Thon, and I'm going to end up doing eventually down the road. Maybe next year by the time I get to it. But I would have. Because it is a remake. It's not a sequel. But I've already done it. So, yeah. See ya.